Boo-doo, boo, boo-doo. All right. Still up, almost there. Are we on air yet? Maybe.
I just got the
And
notification.
we're
I
on
just got the
air.
notification.
All right, sweet. Howdy there, true believers. Welcome to the New World Wrestling Podcast, where we talk about everything in wrestling. And this is a much like the WWE. Our main event has three individuals in it. Finally, for the first time, we got three P's in the podcast. We got myself. We have Jackie and Andy. Jackie makes some noise. Andy makes some noise.
What's up? About time.
Yeah, it took us a long
This for
time.
like 2 months now.
Something like that. So everything is up for grabs for the showcase of the Immortals. My great, lovely championship Violet is up for grabs. But before we get into that, don't forget we started a new segment. It was what crazy fact did we learn about wrestling this week? I'll go ahead and start. I learned that WWE people are independent contractors and not employees. Anything crazy you learned about this day in wrestling, Jackie and or Andy, whichever one wants to go.
Andy, you go first. I got to think about mine for a second.
Okay. I'm trying to think of one that'd be really good. Okay, so like I said last week, I have to drive like an hour to class every day, which sucks. But like during that drive, I get to listen to Busted Open because I have Sirius XM, so it's like Bully Ray and all them. So it's like a pro wrestling radio show. And like today, they had The Miz on, they had Jay Lethal, they had Matt Taven, Dalton Castle, the Briscoes, and then Kofi was on at the end of it.
Hell yeah.
And so he was talking about I don't know if you saw the promo that him and Big E cut on Twitter about like people like us, like don't get opportunities or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like the first thing like my mind went to was like, okay, he cut that talking about like the lack of African American as champion like, in the WWE or whatever. And he was like, yeah, but that was like the fourth thing in our mind. We were talking about like I wear pigtails when I wrestle, like I wear pink, I twerk, I have unicorns, like I have all these different stuff that like a world champion doesn't normally have. So people like us don't get the opportunity. So I was like, that is really cool that promo had like layers to it instead of just like the obvious. It was like different layers to it, which is really cool. Because we need more. Because like Jay Lethal is a perfect example of like an African American that like the Ring of Honor has put Jay Lethal in front of everything. And he's an absolutely amazing wrestler. So like having Kofi, his first title reign, I want him to like he deserves it. I want it to be more about the 11-year run more than like a race thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he deserves it because he's been there for 11 years. But it's also awesome because he goes in with like Booker T and Mark Henry and all of that as well. So it's really really cool to hear him talk about it. And he's a super cool dude. He's super humble. So it's really cool to listen to him.
See, the thing about that, the reason I didn't like that storyline because it felt a little too real. Because when I think back on it, like throughout, like how long have we all been watching wrestling, and how many African American champions have we seen? World champions have we seen? I think Booker T. I think Mark Henry was it for a little bit. But not like he wasn't in the main event scene until the very end of his career when you think about it. And someone like The Rock, but he's just. The Rock is somebody who just breaks tendencies. Like he's just once in a generation, kind of talent.
Yeah, I think they said like the last African American as world champion was Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like 7 years ago. So like it's like we're past time for one,
Yeah.
But I think Kofi is the perfect guy to take up that mantle. Because he's great in the ring, great in the mic. He really just deserves it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jackie, what you got?
So I guess like one of like the facts that I learned this week was that it's from that same YouTube video that y'all were talking about. You said the link to watch, and Justin was playing it, so we could both hear it. I should have paid attention more to it than I really was because I was like getting ready at the time that he was listening to it. But it was about CM Punk. He was talking about like in an interview. I don't know who he did the interview with, but he did it with someone, and he said that whenever he was in a match, he got a concussion. I think it was at a live event, and that they were actually getting ready to go to Europe, and that he was like showing like symptoms of concussions and whatnot, and that one of the doctors was like, "Well, are you sure?" Like kind of like making him double, like thinking he's like, do you think you'll be okay for Europe? Like, I don't know. And he's like, okay, fine, yeah, I'll go to Europe. And that he was like super like messed up, like obviously like heavily concussed, and like he still freaking put himself on a plane to Europe and did a bunch of shows over there. I was just like, oh my god, whoever that doctor is an idiot.
Yeah. It's like one thing for like Vince McMahon to be like, well, you should probably go anyways. But another thing for your own freaking doctor, like who took an oath to do that shit. It's so messed up.
Have you heard him talk? Because I think he was on he did a Colt Cabana podcast after a few years after he left.
Yeah.
And he was he was talking about how he had a staph infection, and the doctors gave him medicine that they knew was basically a laxative, and so he went out to wrestle on a SmackDown and literally crapped his pants right in the middle of the match.
Yeah, so he crapped his pants on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought that's where I thought you were going, Jackie. That's where I thought this whole thing was going, not about the doctor. I thought you were going to go to, and he shit his pants on SmackDown.
I was going to say that one, but I was like, I don't know. I'll go with the other one. But it's so funny because, on a small little tangent, CM Punk, I think it was, sometime last year, I think, or something, I don't know what happened, if he had a falling out with Colt Cabana or something, but supposedly Colt Cabana was suing him or something like that. They had a rift, and I was like, what the heck? That was the most random thing ever to me.
Yeah, I have I don't really know much about it, but I've listened to that Colt Cabana podcast, and it's pretty insane. They definitely have been doing some shady shit, and. And I'm just very, I hope something comes to it. I heard that WWE did invite John Oliver to Wrestlemania. So I don't know if he's going to go. I don't know how that's going to work, but I would go. Hell yeah. I'll be there in the front row. I was like, I'll still be there with my sign.
It's SNL guys.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure John Oliver's going to fight The Undertaker. They're like, we'll show you. Here's an employee of ours. He's gonna independent contract all over your ass.
Health insurance when you're already dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't need health insurance if you're already dead. Well, under his sex, he doesn't put male or female. He'll say, "No, thanks, I'm dead." Okay, I'm sorry. So I really want to just talk about our predictions, but before we go into that, let's talk about that crazy ass segment on Raw. Everything else was pretty by the numbers, pretty standard go home show for a regular pay-per-view. It wasn't really the only thing that made it feel like WrestleMania was that insane segment with Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte.
Oh my gosh, literally best. I think that's some of the best quote unquote promo / story work that they've done for a women's storyline ever.
Yeah, for sure.
And I say ever because we came a long way from bras and panties matches, just FYI. And the fact that they're using this for the main event of WrestleMania, a lot of people were like, oh, we don't know, you're only doing it because Ronda and because Ric Flair's daughter's in there and blah blah blah. But then it's no, this is the best story that they have for them, and they definitely went out on the last Raw the right way. I was glad that they went ahead and did a big old storyline like that. It gave me Stone Cold and The Rock vibes whenever they had their feud back in the 90s, in the early 2000s. So I was
but it's like Stone Cold and The Rock, but we're all The Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
No, I really I think I had said this a few times. The last month or so, I think that Becky got hot really quick, but then some of their booking decisions have kind of slowed her down because she sold her knee injury for a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a little too long. I would have expected 2 to 3 weeks tops.
Yeah.
But
she kept coming in with the crutch, which was cool seeing her nail people with the crutch.
Oh,
but then after that, they kind of just didn't do a whole lot with them. They were just kind of coasting to get to WrestleMania, but this last, I was really pumped for it at the time. And the last few weeks, I was yeah, it's really cool. It's going to be a good match, but I'm not as excited. I was more worried about Kofi. Yeah. And then after last week, after Raw, I was nope, I'm very excited for this match now because it's just going to be absolute chaos and it's going to be unpredictable, and that's exactly what it should be. Like I want the full 9 yards of like tables. Like I want chair shots. I want everything in this match.
Tables, ladders, chairs.
Yeah.
So is it?
And, like, I think we're like fairly certain going to get like a figure eight into like a disarmer. Like Ronda's going to be in both submissions at the same time, which is going to be absolutely insane to see. So I think it's going to be really, really good. I think it'll be a lot better than people will think. I think I think it'll be a nice like refresher of the last few WrestleMania main events that we've had that have been really, really, really crappy.
For sure. And like just to kind of like piggyback off what you're saying, how we're gonna get basically like the full 9 yards. It's going to be the main event. I think it's interesting because you have like usually there's like a complete like different skill set for like each opponent, and it's like a very clear one. But this one, I think it's almost like it has like the unpredictable factor. And it's like what I'm talking about is like we know Charlotte, like of the three, she's like the high flyer, so you know she's gonna have some crazy moonsaults and like crazy spots with that. But like another thing too is like Becky, like she's more of like the hard hitter as far as like doing like the exploders and that kind of stuff, and like her signature submission. But like you know, like she's always the one like more towards like to fight on the ground. She'll get up if she has to. And Ronda's always been like the ground and pound kind of girl who's just gonna like try and like punch you out, like that kind of stuff. And she's of course like the world's best like submission specialist, like as far as women are concerned. But it's crazy because a couple pay-per-views ago, like you saw her do like this like pretty like crossbody like off the top rope, and so like it makes you think, like, because Becky and Charlotte are so polar opposites, and you have Ronda that's sort of somewhere in the middle, like she's willing to do some of that kind of stuff. So like it's interesting to see like what she's gonna do and like how all that's gonna play in the dynamic. So like you don't just have a clear like two different skill sets, like you have like a third person in there, so like there's someone who's almost in the middle. So it's kind of interesting to see what kind of spots they're gonna work with her too.
So for this match now, like I didn't realize that. I forgot that triple threat means no DQ, right? Like.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and it's for both titles. It's not just for one. It's for both.
Winner
like
takes all.
I did not even expect that. Like, not gonna lie. Like, whenever that happened, I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, Charlotte has the belt, you know, whatever, and then whoever wins, like, at least she'll still say she has the champion. But the fact that they made it a winner take all is, I think, really, really good. That kind of surprised me, actually.
Yeah, because I was expecting like the whole Becky will win the Raw Women's Championship, Charlotte will still have hers, and then like the Four Horsewomen come out and do their little thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now that's not happening, so I had to like rethink all of my predictions after that. But like I really like that they're doing like, and like I like that they never mention they're unifying the belts, like they're keeping them separate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But like Becky's going to be, or Becky, but like whoever wins is going to be on both brands, which is really big when they go to like, I know they're not going to go to SmackDown until October. But like if one of them, whoever wins, if they hold both belts till then, like cross branding, that would be really cool to see.
Yeah.
But I think it's just going to be an absolute like, I think it's going to be crazy, and I think it's going to be unpredictable, and I think it's going to be messy, and I think it's going to be ugly, and I think it's going to be everything that we need it to be. Because it's going to work out perfectly.
I honestly think it's like a good change of pace. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of people were like kind of unsure about it at first, but it's like, think of it this way. Which one has had the most storytelling? Like, literally, this has been going on since the week before Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Like, and it was accidental. It was kind of like how Daniel Bryan became, like, the accidental champion, like, going from when Randy cheated and got the belt at Hell in a Cell, and then it had to, like, basically come full circle with him at WrestleMania 30. This was almost kind of one of those, it was like an accidental thing, because, like, nobody thought, like, Bryan was going to make it back to, like, the main event after that, but, like, the WWE universe, or, like, you know, the audience in general, like, helped shape that. And so I feel like, you know, even though we were all pissed that Nia Jax, like, you know, kind of, like, effed up her spot and actually really hurt Becky, you know, WWE was able to, like, shape it really well into something, like, better than what it would have started off as. Because everyone was so hyped for that match, and it's like, now we get something even better out of a mistake, you know?
Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure we're going to get the kendo stick. Ken is, just, I don't know if she named it. I feel
Barbie and Ken.
Yeah, I feel
Charlotte's
like...
the Barbie and Ken, the kendo stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, like, crutches. I think we're going to see, like, a lot of... I want them to pull like the thumbtacks. I want them to go all out with it.
I want full Attitude Era, except leave the razor blades at home.
Light a table on fire, put somebody through it. Like I want all
So we need
Mick Foley comes out. He jumps off something just to jump off of it. Yeah, I want everything.
we need Sabu to come out, do some crazy
off the
shit. So I imagine this match is going to be like the TLC match, but even more like electrifying. Because that was really one of my favorite main events of the year, or last year, of Asuka versus Becky versus Charlotte. And I think
that was such a good, like, worked match. That was one of those that I think, like, they didn't have enough build for it, but yet they turned out such good product that you're like, wow. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, finally we get Asuka.
Like, even Becky versus Charlotte at Evolution and like the last woman standing match was like a ridiculous match.
That was so
very
good.
Good.
I fully expect them to like even up the ante. So like I think because like it's crazy to think about. Like this time last year we were talking about like is Ronda Rousey going to even be good in her debut match at WrestleMania? To where now she's in the freaking main event.
Yeah.
And like I get it. Like she was. If Ronda Rousey's not here, would Becky versus Charlotte be the main event of WrestleMania? Probably not. But like I do think all three women bring something to the table. Yeah. Like Ronda brings the media exposure,
and the
Charlotte, and the legitimacy. Charlotte brings the daughter of Ric Flair, but she's an 8-time women's champion. She's a legitimate like great wrestler, and then Becky's like the fan favorite that everybody's hot for. It's like all three of them together is going to be absolutely insane to see.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy because, like how you mentioned the match earlier, a lot of people were upset whenever it was, like, all three of them in a story versus, like, just keeping, like, Becky and Ronda together. But I think it, like, even though it was kind of messy at first, it worked well because how me and Nico talked about it last time, how they had to bring Charlotte in to be the heel because it wasn't working for Ronda. But the problem is Ronda, I don't think she has had enough experience to where she can be babyface or heel. She was good as a babyface, like, because it was like, oh, like, she's finally starting off, and, you know, she's just gonna plow through everybody. Like, yeah, we're a big fan of her. But like you said, how everyone got, like, so hot for Becky so fast, it was like, well, no, she's not really a heel because she can't work it very well, but she's also not a babyface because we have Becky. And so, like, we were talking about how interesting it was to insert Charlotte because you know how she's a really good heel. Like, she can play up whatever side she's on. Like, she's good at everything. And so I was actually really scared that it was not going to balance out right. But it's actually, like, played itself out really well. I think they did good just, like, letting it take its course and be natural. Let them be who their characters are meant to be, and it'll just work.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, I really enjoyed it. I think that this was the only way they could do it because going back to like you were saying for Survivor Series, like this is the seeds they were planted, was all three of them coming in at TLC and ruining or knocking off Charlotte and Becky. That was the seed being planted, is that all three of them would be the ones at WrestleMania, and I couldn't think of anything better except maybe putting Asuka in it as well.
Yeah.
I think they could have got away with that too, but it was they already made all the posters, you know. You couldn't add somebody.
Yeah. But like it's crazy to think like the whole reason why Ronda was brought in, like the report, at least if you believe the reports, is so Charlotte and Ronda could have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So like that was like the main match that was supposed to be set up like all year long, and then Becky got hot really quick, and so they're like, well, crap, now we got to have Becky versus Ronda at like Survivor Series. Becky gets hurt, everybody flips out over it. So like, well, now we've got to put Becky and Ronda somewhere, and so like it's really cool that like we're getting 2 WrestleMania matches this year that wouldn't happen if somebody didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Like Becky getting hurt, put her in, and then if Mustafa Ali doesn't get hurt, Kofi's not in.
Yeah.
So like it's 2 really like it sucks because Becky turned out fine, but it sucks for Mustafa Ali, or Ali now, which that's a whole other thing.
That was no, yeah. Continue.
But like it sucks for Mustafa Ali because I think he would be great in this role, but like it's great for Kofi because now he gets a chance to run with it, and I think he'll do just fine as well.
Yeah, and I think kind of like what you were saying too, like with Mustafa Ali, like Nico was talking about it one time where it was like, was that supposed to be his spot? Was that meant to be for him? And how it turned out so well for Kofi was like, well, yeah, it does suck, but I think the way they can like kind of reap the benefit and like get it back is if they put him in for one of the lower titles, like the U.S. Championship or something, because then at least he's still, you know, carrying a title. And then eventually, like, after a couple, like, title defenses, maybe drop the title, he can work his way up. And, like you're saying, like, it does suck, but it doesn't mean they have to lose momentum. I mean, look what they did with, like, Becky. They just have to play it right for him.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So like you're saying, so I want to talk about that spot in Raw, but we kind of, I mean, what is there to talk about? It went nuts. The police officers are really dumb. But there's one thing that did happen in Raw that will affect the card, even though, yes, all three of them were booked and went to jail, but they're still going to be the main event of WrestleMania. But something actually did happen. Baron Corbin injured Rey Mysterio for real, hurt his ankle, and he might not be cleared for Sunday. So,
that sucks.
Yeah, which sucks the whole time.
Give us Joe and Ali then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking right now. Where Jackie said it perfectly, how maybe you should go for a lower title.
But if they do that, then that screws with my pick big time.
Yeah. So I was thinking. So let's go ahead. Let's throw Dominic in there. Throw Dominic versus Samoa Joe for the U.S. title. Dominic is his son, Rey Mysterio's son.
I would think it would be fair if we wait to do that pick only, and I had my pick solidified and everything, but I'm just saying, it would suck if we picked someone who was not going to be in the match. I don't know who you picked. I'm just saying, I think we should wait until Sunday morning, and then just put that pick on Twitter, and we can add it to the picks that we're gonna do today, and then I think everything will be fine.
Or we could leave, we could pick that pick that's supposed to be Joe versus Ray, but if they change it at Mania, then we can tweet out our prediction.
Yeah, let's do that.
For that. Because if it's Ali, I may change my pick. So,
I don't. It's not gonna. I'm gonna be honest. It's not gonna change my pick. I think Samoa Joe retains, no doubt. That's just me. That's just me.
The wrestling rule is if somebody comes in to replace, they automatically win.
Nope, not always. Not always. Sometimes it does happen. More often than not, probably, but not every time.
Picked up the Universal Championship on Monday Night Raw. That's a big no-no.
What?
You don't pick up the belt before you win it.
Oh,
because now we see the visual image, and we don't have to see it Sunday.
All right, well, fuck it. We're going into predictions. We're going right into predictions. Guess what? Policemen are dumb, and oh my, that segment was nuts. Charlotte has a sick knee.
Can we talk about the knee? Yeah, the knee that she laid on Ronda's face.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Hurt. Yeah.
No, literally, it was so crazy because you see so many people were doing GIFs, and people were I saw this one crazy video. Somebody did the cha-cha slide overlay on it, so it's to the left, boom, to the right, and then it flips it, and then it was one hop this time, and then boom, boom, boom.
That's really good. Andy showed me the one where they're doing. What was that one you showed me, Andy?
It was what's the name of the song? It's
Oh, we just got copyright strike.
All of them running around kicking each other. It was absolutely great. I loved it.
It was sick.
The chicken one?
Yeah.
I don't think we were supposed to laugh, but I was laughing through it, not because it was funny, but it was just how crazy it was.
How balls to the wall it was.
When Ronda got in the front seat of the car, handcuffed, and drove the car, I laughed.
That was awesome.
This is weird now. We've got a completely new thing that is absolutely amazing.
Yes. Once you pass that weird threshold.
Weird, but absolutely amazing.
They open the door for Becky to go in the car with Charlotte, and she just comes out and kicks Becky right in the face.
Oh, I know.
And then, when they're in the ring, Charlotte kicked the crap out of one of the security guards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She leveled the dude.
Kicked him. In the face.
He's dead.
It was just perfect. It was amazing.
He won't be at WrestleMania. He died. But luckily, he was an employee. He was an accountant, so he got health insurance.
If we see a casket at WrestleMania, it's not the Undertaker; it's the security guard.
It was the security guard. Rip. Dude, when she started driving that car, there was an uproar. It was insane. There was just some threshold. It wasn't funny. It was. You were right. It's just the joy it made you. You giggled because it was so balls to the wall.
Why was the car in drive in the first place?
Because she didn't. She couldn't.
I would think it was left in neutral, maybe.
Maybe, but
even then, you can't go that hard on neutral, can you?
No. So I have no. The cops looked really dumb, but that's fine.
I feel there was somebody secretly in the car who
the guardians of the independent scene.
I don't know.
That was great. Oh, Batista's 3-word promo was amazing.
That was gold.
Oh yeah, he's
that was great. Yeah, it was great.
It's like, no, we don't do that anymore. No one's a part of that club anymore. So yeah, and then
but
Kofi.
I have to say, like with the material he's been given thus far, he's worked it really well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this
Give me
is
what I
what
want.
he's wanted to do for a while, is come back and be a
There
heel.
were so many memes like, "Give me what I want."
Well, then,
You know what I
the
want.
next day, James Gunn gets brought back, and so everybody's like, Batista got what he wanted.
Oh, I know. Yes, I was gonna say there's like a bunch of memes. That was one of them. And then when somebody used the GIF whenever the Avengers like Endgame tickets were coming out, and they're like, "Give me what I want."
Oh, I didn't even see those, but that lines up perfectly. That's
And then,
good.
and then Triple H's promo when he did the song was absolutely great too.
I love. Oh yeah, Triple H is. I mean, he's a great promo-er.
Who knew Triple H could cut a promo?
Who knew? Well, he's teaching everybody in NXT how to do one, so you would think that he would be able to. So yeah, that was most of it was standard stuff. The Demon Finn Balor was kind of weird, but whatever. I was kind of hoping for more of a surprise. Huh?
My thinking is
It was cool until he stuck his tongue out, then it got weird.
Yeah, it was weird. For sure. Just imagine like imagine if like a hero's telling like a villain, "Hey, you better stop that. I'm gonna stop you, and here's why." And the villain just like, like it's just like, Thanos, stop. I'm being serious.
Yeah, I have a problem with the Demon though.
What?
You're telling me Bobby Lashley is more important for
Yeah.
the Demon to show up than Brock Lesnar?
Yeah,
that, you can't do that.
I know.
Well, baby
That's
faces
what
are
I'm saying,
idiots.
Like they the main roster.
What?
The main roster freaking ruined it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like here's my thing. We said it a bunch of times. Vince McMahon needs to like not do the booking anymore or have any type of say in it whatsoever for the main roster. Because look at the product that NXT turns out. That's because of Triple H. Because he's a wrestler. He's had experience. He knows what storylines are good. He came from the freaking Attitude Era for crying out loud. Like, hello. The Demon did so well in NXT. And then they freaking brought him out for SummerSlam. Yeah, that was great. And then he got injured. Fine. Okay, whatever. But bring him back. Don't only use it as like a one-time thing once a year. Like, no.
Yeah, he used it for
I agree with Andy. I have a problem of them using the Demon for Brock Lashley and not Brock Lesnar because he should have freaking had the title. He deserves it. Brock Lesnar. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
You're
so
right,
he's been the Demon to face. He was supposed to face Bray Wyatt in drag, but then it turned out to be AJ, so that was actually a good match.
Yeah, that another good.
Yeah, that
time.
was actually really good.
Another blessing
And
in
then
disguise.
he came out as the Demon to face Baron Corbin at SummerSlam because Baron Corbin's so important apparently.
Well, yes.
He doesn't become the Demon to fight against Brock Lesnar, but then he's now the Demon because he lost his Intercontinental Championship and Bobby Lashley wants to beat the Demon. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm
not scared. Blah blah blah. Shut up, Bobby. And that's because I love Bobby Lashley, and they're definitely treating him more like a Diet Lesnar.
Diet Lesnar?
Diet Lesnar. Yeah, he's being billed as a Diet Lesnar. And I always
I
thought
thought we were supposed to get like a Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley match.
I thought
why
that's
haven't
the
we
only
got that
reason
yet?
Bobby came back. And
Yeah.
and he was supposed to fight him he should have fought him at SummerSlam and not Roman, but whatever.
See, what they should have done was have Bobby and Brock fight, and then have Finn inserted in there as the Demon, and then he beats all of them.
They're not going to give Finn that much of a rub.
Yeah, no,
You see,
God.
They hate Finn.
And here's my thing: they had him go against Seth Rollins in the main event of SummerSlam to get the first, to be the first person ever to have the Universal title. If you had that much faith in him, then why don't you?
Yeah,
have that much
what
faith in him now?
changed?
That,
I don't
that
know.
makes me so mad.
The injury. I think the injury changed.
Yeah, he's like, well, we can't
Even
rely
then,
on him, baby.
I think Vince Lee was like, he's a fragile guy that got hurt off this one move. I can't trust him as champion.
But even then, you look at the move, and it's like, who tosses someone like that into the freaking barricade?
Yeah.
No, like, usually do side ones because then they hit the back. You don't toss them shoulder and back. Like, you don't toss them torso up, basically. You have to toss them torso horizontal. There's a reason why they all fall that way.
It's just like how many knee injuries has Seth had? Like
Exactly.
it just
And you trust
Seth
him.
Rollins. Like it's just like
Well,
everybody
hello.
gets hurt. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Vince needs to
Except for Miz.
Vince needs to learn a little word. It's called delegation. Shouldn't you be worried about the XFL?
That's like, honestly, I can't wait for the XFL to really heat up because I think he's going to step away. Like, I really think he's going to step away for a little bit, and then like, all right, you guys got creative control, do whatever, and then we're like, yay, it's actually gonna be good for
better product.
Because like, I'm very nervous for like Aleister Black on the main roster. Like Aleister Black is one of my favorite wrestlers right now, and I'm terrified of what they're gonna do to him on the main roster.
I'm
terrified for everybody.
In a championship match, and I didn't even know who it was, and I was like, wow, I like that guy.
Yeah, like his match with Adam Cole was absolutely ridiculous. His match with Johnny Gargano was absolutely ridiculous.
I saw the one with Johnny Gargano. It was pretty great.
So,
I'll absolve you of your sins. Bam. Got him.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Like the Black Mass is like a nasty finisher.
And you hear it. You hear it.
I'm pretty sure he connects like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
He kicked Johnny in the face twice. Johnny got murdered that night.
Oh no, I'm sure more than one person at some point has actually taken it for real.
Because he hit him with a knee too. Like he hit him 2 or 3 times with. Mm-hmm. He's the second person with he's probably the second best knee striker because Kenny's got some nasty knees.
Mm-hmm.
But Aleister Black has some wicked knees. They're nasty.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
His kicks are as good as Asuka's. You just ask Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
She got robbed.
Yeah. Mandy got murdered.
So bad.
That was awesome.
They made a gif of it and everything. Bad for her, but really cool.
It was funny. I loved it.
So I liked the last bit. So the go home, the SmackDown. The last bit we saw was Kofi talking smack to Daniel Bryan, and I really liked it.
The crowd was extremely hot. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you be? Kofi Mania all over the place. Kofi Mania's running wild. And I'm very excited. I got I promise I'm not picking with my heart. But yeah, I'm really excited. And I'm ready to go into picks if you guys are.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a bonus one sprinkled in. So you guys, did you guys just say, I haven't thought of the person who I'm going to pick for this one. But let's go with the pre-show. So everything's 1 point on the pre-show still? All right, we'll do it. All right, Women's Battle Royal. I'm going to go first. Lacey Evans. Why the fuck else is she walking down the aisle? Give her this and then have her actually talk on Raw the next day. Let's get it going.
I say Lacey Evans too. It's on my notes. I'll send you a screenshot if you want.
No, I believe you.
Guess what? I picked Lacey Evans. It makes no she's the only other person I can see winning is maybe Asuka. Hey, you lost the SmackDown Women's Championship. Here's a trophy, but it's no. Lacey Evans needs she doesn't need it, but they're building her to that character.
I'm so pissed that they do the stupid ramp thing, but yeah.
Yeah, she's very nice.
It was funny when she came out during the heavy machinery match because Otis's face is. I love Otis.
Oh yeah, I just want to be Otis all the time. Oh yeah, he's the best. I should have picked Otis for the men's battle royal. So, but do you guys think that they're gonna add in a Raw Tag Team Champion match?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
I saw a picture of freaking Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
It's the Revival versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
Okay, thank you. Yes, then it was true. I saw a picture, but I didn't know if it was fan made or not.
Yeah, no, because I saw a tweet of Zack Ryder said, "Hey, Revival, we're ready," and Dash Wilder tweeted back, "April Fool's over."
Okay, well, do you guys want to do that one? I'm gonna pick the Revival.
I'm picking the Revival. If they lose the belts to those two, they need to go to AEW immediately.
Yeah, I picked the Revival.
I didn't even know about that, but that's insane. Okay, men's battle royal. I'm going pretty safe. I think there's a chance where he could eliminate himself to go after Colin Jost and Michael Che, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Braun Strowman for the men's battle royal. What do you guys got, Jackie? What do you got? Who do you got?
I wrote EC3 because they needed to push him, so I was gonna pick him.
Where's EC1 and 2?
I picked Andrade.
I think that's a great match. What if... Okay, so if we hear any time before that he gets added to fight Samoa Joe, then we'll have to change that.
Okay. I'll change my pick to somebody else.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you. I'll be like, well, sorry.
The person I normally think wins the Andre the Battle Memorial never wins it. So that's why I went... I think Braun's probably going to win it, but I'm picking Andrade because I don't think Braun will win it.
I honestly think there's just going to be a spot where they get the big man now. And didn't he win it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
That was Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show won,
Right, no,
Cesaro
you're right.
won, Mojo won.
Mojo and Matt Hardy.
Yeah. Yes.
Bray Wyatt, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Apollo Crews, because for whatever reason, like they were pushing him. And
Yeah, they do that. Like they push him for like a month, and they're like, "Yep, we forget about you. Go away for 4 months," and then he comes back.
Never
It's
mind,
like,
tag
oh.
with Titus O'Neil for a
Like,
while.
hey, we need you for something. Okay, go back. Oh, hey, we need you for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane most of the time. Yeah, I'm not putting too much stock into either of the Battle Royal picks. Who's to say?
I'm not either.
So we
Yeah.
got the Cruiserweight Championship. Andy, go first.
I used to always pick against him, and I always lost. So I'm gonna start picking him even more now. So Buddy Murphy. But I don't think anybody seems worthy enough to take the belt off of Buddy Murphy right now.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with Andy. I picked Buddy also. Only because I think Tony Nese that's fighting him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony Nese.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough to get over with a win on Buddy just yet. I think they have to build that storyline for him to actually take the belt from him. So we'll see.
I'm gonna go ahead and take. I'm taking Tony Nese. I feel like Buddy Murphy's had it for a while.
Fair point.
If there's ever time to take it off of him, it'd be now on the the biggest
but Pete Dunne
stage.
has had the NXT UK Championship for like 4 years now. So I'm pretty safe with like picking Buddy Murphy because the cruiserweight division's not that stacked right now. I think they're gonna keep him until, and I hate to say it, but they're probably gonna move Johnny over to 205 Live, which I hope doesn't happen.
I
But
hope it
Johnny
doesn't
Gargano
happen either.
versus Buddy Murphy would be an absolutely amazing match.
Oh yeah.
I would definitely want Johnny on the main roster, but yeah, I've heard those rumors too. But yeah, just like I've been picking Buddy Murphy this whole time, and I was just like, well, I don't really see why they take it off of him. Now I just think,
Hopefully he burns you.
hopefully, I mean, he definitely could. I've been picking Buddy Murphy, but I'm gonna say Tony Nese. I know he won a tournament on 205 Live to get this opportunity, so let's see if something can come of it. Let's go to the main card now. SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Four Corners Challenge. Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus The Bar versus Nakamachka. That's my tag team name for them. I don't know if that's it. Jackie, who you taking?
I'm picking Ricochet and Aleister Black. They have way too much momentum and heat for them to not get the belts at WrestleMania. So, and plus, if they're gonna, make a statement on the main roster, why not make a statement at WrestleMania?
Andy.
I'm picking the Usos.
Yep, same.
I think the Usos are retaining because they haven't had a big WrestleMania win. And I think this would be a great year for them to have a win. So I'm going to pick the Usos. I want Aleister Black and Ricochet to not be a team. Like, I love them together, but I want them to be, like, single stars. And so I think it's a great way to introduce them and show, like, hey, this dude can really flip and this dude can really kick. But I want them to, like, kind of go separate ways. And so I think the Usos will win.
So do you think, what if they win the NXT championships? Does this change anybody's pick?
No. I think if they win the NXT championship, it solidifies our pick a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so
I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't win the NXT ones, and the only reason why I say that is because as good as they would be with them, if they're already doing this much transition on the main roster, for them to have the championships, but yet be on the main roster would be a little too much. Because like a couple years ago, whenever Sasha got brought up to the main roster, she was still the women's champion, and so like everyone knew it was just a matter of time before she dropped the title to Bayley. And so once she dropped it, then that was it. Like she was talking, obviously she was cutting promos and stuff about how she was gonna, keep the championship and how she didn't deserve it and blah blah blah. And they did so much good work for it, and she even went back to fight for it later on at Takeover Respect. By then she already had so much momentum and heat on the main roster that it didn't even matter. So that's kind of the only reason why I think that they're not gonna win it in the Dusty Classic. So.
Yeah, they did that with Kevin Owens too, because he came in NXT champion and beat his first night. So
yeah, that was pretty dope. Pretty dope. Probably the best NXT entrance or best NXT call up.
Debut.
Yeah, debut.
Yeah, either that one or Finn when he pinned Roman on his first night.
Oh heck yeah, that was when he had I think it was he had 2 matches in one night. The first one was to get to qualify Roman had the other one qualified, and then they fought in the main event, and then Finn won.
And I was like 1,000% sure Roman was going to pin him.
Yeah.
And then when Finn picked up the win, I like screamed. I was so happy.
I was so excited, literally. You cannot even imagine.
All right, Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. I'm taking Kurt. And
Kurt.
The way I want it to happen, Kurt beats Baron Corbin, makes him tap, and then John Cena comes out, and then they have their match.
I'm picking Kurt if he's facing Corbin. If he does end up facing Cena, I'll probably take Cena.
Yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I'm picking Kurt.
Okay, we're all picking Kurt.
Only because it would be like a full circle moment, because when John Cena debuted, it was because Kurt issued an open challenge or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I'm thinking
Ruthless aggression.
He hurt his ankle.
Yes.
Since he hurt his ankle, maybe he'll come out like a walking boot. He can't wrestle, so then Kurt opens and issues an open challenge at WrestleMania, and Cena answers it again.
That'd be pretty
And I would love
good.
it if he came out to Word Life.
Word Life. No, I rewatched his that debut, and look at his little red shorts. They were so cute.
Oh
Yeah.
But he didn't come out to Word Life, and I was upset.
He had blonde hair.
Yeah, he got little tips.
Hair, and that Vince made him cut it right before the show.
Yeah.
So that he hated the haircut, but I didn't think it looked that bad. I can only imagine what kind of hair he had before he cut it.
It looks better than his hair now.
Yes.
Oh, leave his hair alone.
His toupee? It looks like a toupee.
Well, it's just because it doesn't grow in one spot. That's going to be me one day, and I hope somebody speaks up for me.
I hope it's for a movie and not just because he feels he needs to grow it that way.
It's probably for a movie.
He's trying to get Nikki back, and it's not going to happen.
No, he's already with some girl in Canada. They already.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And she's dating her old Dancing with the Stars partner, Artem.
Oh.
No.
The more you know.
Welcome back to Talk Divas. Talk Total Divas. Anyways, The Miz versus Shane McMahon. The Miz.
Miz. I hate Shane. I want him to kick Shane's teeth down his throat.
What says you, Jackie?
I'm picking the Miz only because I picked Shane at first, but then I thought about it, and I was like, well, the whole time they've been putting Shane as getting one over him, so why not have him get one over Shane at WrestleMania? You know what I mean? Yeah,
I just feel like he has to. I think this is one of the better told stories. This build is actually pretty good for not being for a title or anything, and I think that bad guy has to lose this one. Shane was doing pretty shady stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Miz beat the entirety of Sanity, so he should probably.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk
I
about
don't really want to talk about it.
That made me mad. That actually made me a little mad.
Yeah.
So
it was so dumb. I think Sanity should be in that match for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but instead of Naka Matchka, but whatever. Or instead of Ricochet and Aleister Black, because I don't know. We all wanted Ricochet versus Finn for the IC title right now, and that could still happen later on. We'll see. So the women's tag team championships, and I have no idea right now.
This is the hardest one.
Somebody, Andy, take the wheel.
I'm picking Sasha and Bayley.
Okay.
They're retaining.
Okay.
Because Beth Phoenix isn't going to be on to defend it every week.
No.
Lord knows we don't want Nia Jax. I almost picked the Iconics. Iconics because I would love them if they won. But Sasha and Bayley just won, and it's a big WrestleMania moment, the first ever title defense at WrestleMania. So I'm picking Sasha and Bayley because I think they'll win it.
Yeah, I was.
I think Sasha and Bayley too. And the reason why, my reasoning behind it was, with Beth Phoenix coming back, some people were thinking she was, going to get the title. But I have to agree with what Andy said about how is she even going to be around enough to defend it, and also because I think the reason why they brought her and Natty in is to kind of cancel out the Tamina and Nia Jax factor, because everyone was talking about how the size was such a big factor and how they were going to obliterate everyone. And it was basically kind of through team effort how they got them out of the Elimination Chamber match. It wasn't a huge team effort, but it was still a team effort. And so you need to have other powerhouses, and there's even though Natty's not one of the biggest, she's a veteran and she's been more experienced. So like she can kind of help cancel out Tamina, and Beth Phoenix and Nia Jax are gonna have their spot. So I think they cancel each other out, and it's just more about looking between Sasha and Bayley and the Iconics. And the Iconics are good. They are a good team and stuff, but I think if they're gonna drop the titles to them, it's gonna be at a different pay-per-view, like maybe Battleground or something.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Plus, I feel like they're going to build towards Beth Phoenix versus Nia Jax at SummerSlam. So,
oh yeah, most definitely.
I didn't even
that
think
match,
about that.
I don't know how that match is going to be.
Beth Phoenix, I think, still got it, for
It's been a
sure.
while since Beth, but I think it'll end up. It depends on what Nia does. But
Yeah. It depends if Nia kills Beth before.
yeah.
I'm picking
Just don't
Sasha.
try to do her and Rana, because then she just falls.
So this was one where I couldn't pick with my heart, because last WrestleMania I picked with, like, my brain was like, oh, well, you could do, like, this storyline after, like, long-term storytelling, blah, blah, blah. I was like, make more sense. Like, I could see there being more storylines if the Iconics won, but they won't. So I'm picking Sasha and Bayley as well. Beth and Natty, they won on Raw. So that's it. That's out the window. The only reason
But I do remember.
The only reason I for a second thought that they could have is because they're inducting Natalia's father into the Hall of Fame as part of the Hart Foundation. I was like,
forgot about
maybe
that.
it'd be really crazy if she got the tag titles, you know. But then
she
I was
did
just
cut
like,
that promo after all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and then
Don't quit talking because you're gonna make me change my pick.
Nia Jackson and Tamina. Renee called Tamina the Samoan slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Maybe don't say
Do
that about Tamina Snuka.
No.
No slaughter
I
in
forgot
the
about
house,
that.
please.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, that's worse.
I'm pretty sure that was written for her, but still.
God.
No, nobody was thinking. Like that crossed nobody's mind.
Nobody's.
I am a little nervous about this though, because the last Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania, I thought there was no way that the Outcast was going to win, but then Tinder ended up winning anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm a little nervous about this one.
Yeah, but
This is the one that I'm probably most uncertain about as well. Like, it'll be interesting to see how they play it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now this is the bonus. Who interrupts Elias?
Taker.
Taker interrupts Elias?
Actually, I think it's Taker and Shawn and Hogan. I think we get 3.
Hogan, he's gonna show up.
He's rumored to be at WrestleMania
Oh, why?
because he's Hogan, and he'll get a pop. I mean, he'll get a pop because he's Hulk Hogan, and then people will be like, "Oh yeah, wait, it's you," and then they'll start booing him.
They'll hear I am a real man.
They're like, "Yeah," they're like, "Oh wait, no, it's you." Yeah.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Yeah, and then
Or he comes out to the NWO one.
Yeah, he'll come out with the NWO one.
All right, Jackie, who interrupts Elias?
I have to agree with Andy
Yeah.
that it's going to be Taker, but I don't know if Shawn is going to come out for that match. I think if Shawn were to come out, it would be against Batista.
I forgot about that match.
Oh, dang. Didn't even
Okay,
think
then I'm
about
going to change mine real quick.
Revised.
It's going to be 3 people. It's going to be Taker, Hogan, and Foley.
Why not like Stone Cold? We know it. The Rock's gonna interrupt with his own guitar, and they're gonna have a guitar off.
That could happen. Like, that's actually a really good. That could actually happen.
You know what? It's Jeff Jarrett again.
That could also happen.
I know,
There's
dude.
lots
What's
of ways
gonna?
for this.
This has to be the craziest one. Is The Rock actively filming a movie right now? Who am I kidding? He's The Rock. Of course he is.
Of course he is.
I'm gonna say. I want to say Taker's so bad.
He's going to be there. Like, he's going to be there at some point.
It has to be. I don't think, but the thing is, I don't think Taker's the one who interrupts him. I feel like it's somebody else, and then Taker comes out. You know what I mean?
Oh. Well,
Like-
if we're doing that, then
Well, like Taker. So Taker will come out in this segment. Do we all agree?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just word it that way, that Taker will be the one that comes out in the Elias segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
There's too
this
much
one's too crazy. Does
predictability,
anyone want to
but
go out on a
actually
limb and
it's
say somebody else?
I think Hogan shows up. I think Hogan will probably interrupt him. I'll say Hogan.
I'll tell you something else, brother. I think. I'm just thinking Taker right now. That's the only person I can think of. I don't think Hogan will come out. Maybe I just don't want him to.
Maybe
I don't want him. No, I don't want him to.
Look, Flo Rida's gonna come out and sing for 40 minutes. Kid Rock is gonna come out.
Oh my gosh.
R-Truth.
Where's Machine Gun Kelly?
R-Truth.
Machine Gun Kelly comes out.
R-Truth interrupts him. That's my. R-Truth interrupts him. Says, "What's up?"
R-Truth.
7-minute dance break. 7 seconds. Sorry, 7-second dance
7
break.
minutes. 7 minutes. Oh Lord.
This is a long dance break. All right, my pick. R-Truth.
I think R-Truth will enter the women's battle royal.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
And Nia Jax will enter the men. I'm going to say that.
Oh God.
All right, I'm just saying Taker. Taker is my safe bet. I'm saying Taker's coming out some point.
Taker.
Okay. All right, U.S. Championship. I say Samoa Joe versus Ray, maybe, possibly. I say Samoa Joe no matter what.
I say Samoa Joe.
I say Joe for now.
Okay.
Unless it changes.
Unless it changes. Samoa Joe over Dominic, Rey Mysterio's son. Is it Dominic Mysterio then? I don't know. It was almost Dominic Guerrero, if we all remember that SummerSlam.
That was a dark time.
No, I fucking was so invested, dude.
I liked it.
I was like, Ray, come on. And when Dominic went to like go push the ladder, I was like, push the ladder, you fucking little piece of shit. I was like, push it over. No, but yeah, I love that. I love Rey Mysterio is my favorite, 100%.
Wait a second. I'm pausing myself. I gotta get my charger to the outlet before my phone dies.
Oh no. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure all of us have the same pick for the next one. Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor.
I'm back. Okay.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, I think we're all saying Finn. Yeah.
If Finn loses as the demon to Bobby, I might just give up hope completely.
I might leave.
I will. If Finn freaking loses, I will say maybe he needs to consider AEW, and I never thought I would say that.
Yeah.
But they've been mistreating him, and he doesn't deserve it.
Him and Gallows and Anderson could make a crap ton of money in AEW.
For sure.
This is my thing. You had the tease with the Bullet Club however many years ago at Survivor Series. Just put them all in the same brand and get the club back together.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome to see the club versus like the Shield.
Yes. Literally, that's what
But never again. Dean Ambrose interrupts Elias?
He was nowhere to be. Apparently, after Raw on Monday, he did his farewell speech. So I don't think so. I think he's done.
Who, Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming out at Wrestlemania.
He'll come out, he'll dirty deeds Renee Young, and then leave.
Oh, God, don't say that.
Don't do that.
That's a Samoan slaughterhouse. Anyways.
Now, is he going to AEW, or is he just like...
I say...
He hasn't really said. It might still be a storyline, but I doubt it. I think he'll go AEW.
That would be a really great storyline for all the smart marks out there, you know? I think, because we all think we know it's time.
I will actually watch it. Because at this point, like, I know Kenny Omega's over there and Chris Jericho and stuff, but, like, I'm not 100% sold on it yet, if that makes any sense.
I think competition is great for everybody. I will be watching AEW. But I think, first of all, I think he's going to take some time off. And I want to say he needs it, but, like, he did take time, or he had a lot of time off with his injury, but I think just, like, the wear and tear.
I think he needs to take off, though, and just kind of reset.
Yeah, I think not only does he deserve it, I think he needs it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good for your mental health to take some time, just FYI.
And I don't even know. I don't know how it would work, but I don't know how much longer. You know, you would think Renee's time is a bit numbered because it happens a lot. Like when Jerry the King Lawler, when they fired his wife, he left, and then we got some of the best commentating.
CM Punk, like when he left, AJ Lee left like about a year and a half later.
It's just kind of hard.
And then Brandy and Cody left about the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cody left and Brandy just bounced out because she was like, "F this." That's what it's been by.
Yeah. But she's done much better outside of WWE than she was inside.
I mean, Cody did as well.
Like, her wrestling it's not bad, but it's one of those where it's like you have to be in developmental for like 2-3 years and then have some decent matches. Like I understand you're on the independents and you know you can do that or whatever, but I mean, and I know I'm one to talk because I don't wrestle or whatever. But if you look at other people like Alexa Bliss never wrestled at all. She was in the NXT system. the performance center, like all that, like they're the ones who trained her. She was there for like 3.5 years or something before she got brought up to the main roster, and she's one of the best female superstars out there right now. I'm not saying she is the best. I'm saying she's one of the best, but it's because she put in the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Indie versus WWE. That will probably come up again.
yeah.
Triple
That's
H.
why I'm shaky on their women's wrestling, but there's this one girl that a friend told me, Britt. I forget her last name.
Britt Baker.
I just know her. Yeah, thank you. That she's really good.
Yeah.
So
she's a dentist too.
But I don't know about the other ones yet. I'm kind of like interested to see how that'll play out.
There's a couple other because I watch a lot of indie stuff, but they have.
They got that one girl from TNA. I forget her name. She did that storyline where she was like somebody's assistant or whatever.
Dana Brooke.
Allie, I think her name's Allie.
Yes, Allie. Thank you. Yeah. I can't take her that seriously. So.
Yeah, but like I mean, she's a good wrestler, but like I think AEW will be fine for the most part. Getting Chris Jericho is a massive deal.
Yeah,
for
sure.
And then like the Lucha Brothers are awesome. So there's a lot of like stock for me. But I think I don't know. I've seen Brandy wrestle live and it was okay. But it was very rough around the edges as well.
Yeah,
so.
I agree.
She's a great manager.
She is a great manager. I'll give her that.
For
she's
sure.
She's great on the mic.
Triple H versus Batista. Triple H,
because his career's on the line.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, that took everything out of
Is
it.
Batista's last ever match?
I
think so. I think he wanted to go out against Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yes,
I think that was his last match.
Yeah, I didn't even know until I watched the video on it earlier, and they said, yeah, Batista said this is his last match. And Triple H said, oh, like, I'm glad that Batista chose me. And I was just like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
But to me, it makes sense, though, because of everything he's done since, like, Guardians came out. Like, I get he's had small parts, but he was in, like, a James Bond movie. No matter how small the part was, you're in a James Bond movie, like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, he's slowly gotten more offers, for different movies. And now he's a part of one of the biggest, like, cinematic universes ever constructed for movies ever. So
the DC extended universe.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna be a Suicide Squad. That'll be cool. But he's just gonna get busier, So I feel like he's a guy that knows that you can't just come in and take like the title and take the spotlight away from full time.
I mean, it's cool. I'm glad we're getting to see him again.
Yes.
Like, it's been a little while, and like his last run with Evolution was actually not bad.
Yeah, it's just
it was like Evolution versus the Shield and everything. So
that was such a good match.
Yeah, his last run just happened to be, hey, sorry, we hate you because you're not Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Which and
a lot of people got that hate. A lot of people got that hate.
And like people were starting to get, hey, we hate you because you're not Becky Lynch. Like, so it's just, sorry, this person's just crazy over right now. And Batista knew it too. He was like, make me a heel. I want to be a heel.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to be a babyface. Like, I'm a much better heel. And then him dragging Ric Flair was amazing. Like, I loved it.
That was so great.
It was pretty great. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Who do we got?
I'm taking Randy.
I'm also taking Randy Orton.
Because they turned it into Indie versus WWE, and WWE never loses to Indie, so I'm taking Randy.
What do you got, Jackie? The only reason I was
picked first, but now y'all making me think. Don't solidify my pick yet. Give me a second.
The only reason I did not pick, or the only reason I was hesitant was because Randy Orton gave him the RKO on SmackDown. He was the one standing tall on SmackDown. That's the only reason I was like.
Triple H beat Sting. There's a lot of callback. Like, I'm picking Randy over AJ on this one.
No, what drove me to initially pick him was because he the last ever since he's had WrestleMania matches, he's won them all. You know what I mean? It's like a quote unquote new streak, even though it's not a new streak. And so I'm like, why would they take the momentum off of him to someone that's a seasoned veteran?
Well, he did lose to Chris Jericho in his first WrestleMania.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, he's lost a few times, but I mean, more than
not Mania.
He won the rest.
Yeah.
Oh, he won the rest. I thought I was like, I'm sure he has a winning record.
He faced Jericho at Mania and lost, and then he faced Shane at Mania and beat Shane, and then he faced Shinsuke and beat Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he's 2-1.
I thought you were talking about Randy.
No, Randy's won quite a bit.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure Randy has a winning record for sure. But yeah, AJ.
Damn it, I'm gonna go with Randy. Y'all are making me think. I'm picking Randy. That's it. That's my final pick.
Okay.
Final pick, Randy.
We're all picking Randy. Yeah, but I
Have
just.
we differed on any but like one? Is it just the men's battle royal that we've differed on?
Is that true?
And the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what I think might happen, it might be different because I went pretty much full babyface the rest of the way. But what I think might happen is Randy Orton wins. That happens early on. I think maybe 1 or 2 to start the actual show. And I think Kofi wins. He beats Daniel Bryan. If you hear no chance, that's what you got. He's like, all right, Kofi, you won, but let's see if you can defend it. And then he has a match immediately after against Randy Orton. But then New Day comes, fends off Randy Orton. They run into the crowd with the hemp title.
Hemp title. If they come out, if Kofi does win and they come out on SmackDown with like pancakes and unicorns on that championship, I am going to be happy. I want like a rainbow strap with unicorns and pancakes on it.
Yes. So I guess.
But I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening.
Okay, well the next match before we get into, or let's just call that one then, Daniel Bryan or Kofi Kingston.
Kofi.
There's just no way.
If Kofi loses, I will literally be pissed. Like I would like be livid.
I know,
Kofi
like he's the only one I'm
shoes
deeply
that he was in
caring
5
about.
years ago.
And
like he's in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
All these challenges are thrown his way. Is he gonna overcome it? And blah blah blah, and he makes it. Like that's what it was, because literally it was like, well, Daniel Bryan will be in it if he beats Triple H. Well, not of course he's gonna beat Triple H to be in it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like it's so over. So, you know.
yeah, it's just like you made me care about. I care about Kofi Kingston, and I've always cared about Kofi Kingston. When everybody was like, "Oh, how badass is Edge? He beat up Kofi and took his spot." No, I was excited to see Kofi.
Mad.
I love Kofi.
Mad when he got beat up.
Like I was so mad, and Kofi was probably mad too. And like that's all I'm thinking about is all the cool stuff he gave us. Like for all the crazy saves he's done at Royal Rumbles, he deserves this. This is another story you could never get anywhere else but the WWE. A story that had to be told, in real time. It really was 11 years. It's not a novel. It's not a movie where you can flash forward or flash back. We lived this 11 years with Kofi Kingston. He needs this. He deserves this, and he earned it. Anyways, sorry.
I agree with that. I second that motion.
And I'm going to be mad if he loses. And I never thought they could get me to root against Daniel Bryan. When Daniel Bryan was fighting AJ, I was like, Daniel Bryan, I love you.
Like, I love Daniel Bryan as champion. This is Daniel Bryan's best run.
Yeah.
By far. His heel run at like this is absolutely amazing. But Kofi is like the only one right now I could see beating him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Kofi deserves it. So like I hate to see Daniel Bryan lose, but if it's for Kofi, then I'm 1,000% okay with it.
100%. Same.
Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre.
Roman,
because Drew said he was worse than leukemia. Like, you lost when you said that.
Ultimate diss.
Yeah, you lost when you said that. I think it would be cool if Drew did beat Roman.
I think
it would
so
be
too.
a massive push for Drew.
I really do want Drew to be the next one to fight, like the next in line for the Universal Championship. But I'm going to go ahead and say Roman as well, because first singles match back.
At WrestleMania, he's not losing.
There's no way, no chance in hell. Okay, so are the New Day banned for the WWE Championship?
I don't think so.
I don't think they said that they were banned from ringside, but they may say it.
Yeah, and then Rowan.
I think the big deal is like Rowan is in Daniel's corner, and then the New Day are in.
Bray Wyatt returns this time for sure.
Luke Harper.
He could do it too. He's already been on house shows.
I want Daniel Bryan to stay heel and have Luke Harper come back and then be the new Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Bring Bray Wyatt into it and let Daniel Bryan be what Bray Wyatt wasn't.
Yeah, and
That'd
then
eventually
Bray turns on Daniel Bryan, and then
babyface break.
Yep.
That'd be weird. That'd be really weird. But let's do
awesome.
So like completely unrelated note, like Luke Harper, he had been out because of injury, like that's why he hadn't come back. And like somebody like retweeted one of his like statements that he's put out or whatever. He said like the way he started out with like coming up to the main roster was he had a match at Access, like at WrestleMania 29 or 30 or whatever, and how he's been healthy now for a couple weeks, but they haven't like told him anything. So they put him to have a match with someone that's like an NXT superstar. And he's like, I'm 39 years old. Like, most people would give up and quit. But, like, you know, I'm still going to treat it, like, as, like, my opportunity to show them, like, you know, what I've got as a wrestler. And then made me so sad. I was like, they're screwing you over, man. I'm so bad.
He was and still is one of the most underrated wrestlers.
Oh, for sure.
He's so daggum good.
There's a reason why they gave him an Intercontinental Championship title run with the whole Dolph Ziggler storyline. Like, he needs to be there. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, have Daniel Bryan drop the championship and he'd be like, oh, it's because I didn't get enough reinforcements. And then bring Luke back and he's like, how about now? We're even with Kofi and the New Day, and then him with Luke and, you know, what's his face? Eric Rowan.
Yeah.
Also,
that's perfect. Like, put it that way.
It would have been really cool. Yeah, it would have been really cool when it was Bray Wyatt versus Randy. If it was Bray Wyatt versus Randy versus Luke Harper for the WWE Championship, like that three-way would have been awesome.
That'd have been cool. But instead, we got weird projected pictures onto the ring, onto the canvas.
Oh yeah, like plugs.
That was a weird WrestleMania.
I thought it was interesting. I was like, that's better than the.
I laughed. I got like once I saw that, I was like, I'm done.
Better than the House of Horrors, but
I was actually entertained by that because it was funny.
I was the most entertained by the Jeff or the Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. That was my favorite one.
That was a really good one.
I love how he was hiding behind. And he was like hiding behind shit. Like, it was so funny. Oh man, we need more Matt Hardy. Woken or big money, it doesn't matter. We just need more.
No
Matt
Hardy boys on the WrestleMania card this year.
They're gonna be in the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, I think
it should
so.
have been the Usos versus the Hardy Boys. That would have been amazing.
That's what I thought we were gonna get. Hell, put the Hardy Boys against the Revival. Like, put some.
That would be great. That would be great.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Whatever. Yeah, because the Revival, they're just like textbook old school wrestling, and then you get the Hardys who are so crazy out there. They've done literally anything and everything, and helped revolutionize the industry. Like, why not?
They're everything the Revival hate. It'd be perfect. Dude, put it in a ladder match for the Raw tag, and that's how you kick off the show. Boom. Dude, I need to stop writing this stuff, giving them this shit for free.
We need to start our own wrestling promotion.
Dude, I would love it so much. It'd be so bad. And we'd bring back head shots. Head chair shots. Chair shots.
Tables on fire.
Yeah. I'll put myself on fire. They call me the Human Torch. I only have one match because I die.
No health care, nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned wrestling.
No ropes and barbed wire as the rope. Yeah, let's go CZW on it.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm already out of it.
That's not wrestling. That's not wrestling. That's just pain.
That's mutilation.
Yes, there it is. The perfect word. Universal Championship, Lesnar versus Rollins. Who you guys got? Be quiet. Jackie, who do you got?
Not everyone speak at once.
Jackie, who do you got? I know who I got. I'm not changing it.
Oh, you asked me to say
yeah.
that? You asked Andy.
No, that's Jackie. Who you got?
I didn't hear that story and everything. I'm nervous.
They are gonna go to Saudi Arabia.
I'm picking Seth. I really want Seth to win. This is one I'm kind of picking more with my heart, but I want to pick Seth so bad, so I'm gonna pick Seth.
All right, and who you got?
Nico. What's your pick, Nico?
Rollins.
Rollins.
Yeah.
Okay. I would absolutely love if this started off the show.
Oh.
Let this start the show off.
Interesting.
Let Seth get the babyface win to start the crowd off hot, and then you could have anyways. But let Seth win, and I think that would get like the crowd hot. I think that'd be a great way to start. Plus Lesnar gets to go home early, and he'll be happy. Like everybody wins.
You know, I share a birthday with Brock Lesnar.
Do what?
I share a birthday with Brock Lesnar.
So are you saying Seth Rollins as well?
I'm saying Seth, but if it comes out later, I'm going to be really nervous about my pick.
So, okay, what if this happens? Seth wins right away, shocks the world, beats Brock Lesnar, and then
Kofi has to beat Brock.
yeah, Kofi, and then
Oh,
he's like, if you
Brock
defeat
and
this
Drew
man,
Put that out into the universe. You're
and
not
then
supposed
what do
to
you do?
think
You
like
you
that.
get the hell out of there, Kofi. You
Yeah,
put
you're right.
you
You're
put
right.
you and Big E in between you and Brock Lesnar, and you get out of there.
You hide under the ring. You throw Michael Cole at him,
Yeah.
because Brock Lesnar hates Michael Cole, so just throw Michael Cole at him and then just run.
No, what are you talking about? Okay, can Kofi get his hands on Michael Cole's singlet?
No, please no.
Doesn't he have an undefeated WrestleMania streak?
He does, but we don't talk about that.
We do, the lucky singlet. That's what I'd
No.
wear. And
It came out like Triple H's music too, or like he did like the Triple H entrance.
I don't even remember anymore.
No, it was rough.
Dude, Kurt Hawkins should wear that lucky singlet.
Yes, Kurt Hawkins should.
And then he'll pin the revival.
No, don't.
Yes, I would just want to see your reaction. Oh, also, Jackie, I figured out which match you're gonna be blindfolded for.
Oh, God.
AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
Oh, thank God.
You should have done the Finn one.
Oh,
You should have done Finn Bobby.
No. You
no,
already,
I already picked.
you already said it.
I was like, I think that one will be pretty sweet, like AJ versus Randy. But I wasn't gonna do winner take all. I wasn't gonna do one of the crazy one, like the main events, like.
Thank you for being merciful.
Yes, but I was like, I had to give her
that's
something.
the only other match thus far that I've been unsure of. So part of me is a little nervous, not gonna lie. Justin's gonna have to record me watching it blindfold.
Yeah.
That way you have it for the channel.
Yes.
And that's proof.
So we know. So,
I'm gonna have to bust out one of my scarves, like my thick scarves, and just
yeah.
wrap my head with that Burberry scarf, the only one expensive scarf that I have, and just give it to me by
Look,
a
this
Christmas gift.
this is how all the kids are wearing it.
No, literally, if there's anything that's expensive that I have, it's because somebody gifted it to me. I don't buy expensive stuff. I
Yeah.
can't afford that. I mean, I was a broke college student for the longest time. I only just started a big girl job.
Yeah,
It's true.
I'm currently a broke college student, and
I
still,
am too.
everything I have was gifted to me. Like this shirt was a gift. I bought this. I won it.
Just appeared.
I beat Neville in a match, and he gave it to me. Sorry, I beat Enzo.
Yeah, Enzo's better.
Yeah. Okay, before we talk about the winner take all match, Brutus the Barber Beefcake entered the Hall of Fame. We didn't mention it. Congratulations.
Boom.
Congrats
I'm
to
not.
you.
Yeah, he was alright.
Well,
He only had one memorable moment.
and it wasn't even
And
him.
it wasn't even his moment.
Yeah. But it was great. Whatever. I only know of him because of my dad, and I think my dad said he should be in the Hall of Fame, and now he is.
No
Good
worries.
for him. Shout out to him.
Damn it, dude! So the only thing we chose different on was the fucking pre-show.
And the SmackDown.
Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna be done, for the rest of the match.
And by the pre-show, we're gonna it's gonna be over. I think that happened last time too.
See, this is the only thing I was like, oh, if we all talk about it all together, that's what's gonna throw us off, But I was
We
just
should do takeover predictions then too.
no takeover predictions. I'm gonna get all those wrong.
So how we get all those one too?
I got all of them wrong last time, and I thought I was gonna do well. So.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You already know who's gonna win the NXT Championship. Adam Cole,
better.
baby.
I really hope so.
And then Johnny's gonna get called up.
Yeah. Johnny has to lose it if he's going to be called up. I mean, he kind of already was called up, so,
Yeah.
All right, winner take all. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. I'm pretty sure this one again is all the same.
Becky.
Yeah, the man.
We all three picked a baby faces, really?
Yeah, I thought. See, I was waiting for one of you guys. I was like, one of you guys is gonna go. I thought Andy. I was like, Andy was telling me there's no way he's gonna pick Lesnar for sure. And I was like,
I thought y'all were going to pick Lesnar. That's why
That's what I was banking on. Do I want to change my pick?
You can if you want. I am not changing my pick. And the Violet's staying with me. It looks like I retain again.
So the only one that we differ on is the Andre the Giant one.
Huh?
Yes.
We all three differ on that one, and then
So the Andre the Giant Battle Royal is where we're all going to be on the edge of our seats.
No, but for SmackDown Tag Team Championships, y'all, I freaking picked Alistair and
we picked the
Ricky, and y'all picked the Usos.
Okay, well, the Cruiserweight Championship's going to have a lot of weight to it.
Oh, you picked Tony Nese, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, then I'm picking Becky. I don't feel bad about it. Then I'm picking Becky. All right, I'm good.
And I'm going to win.
Different ways, so.
I'm almost 100% sure Braun Strowman's going to win. And then Tony Nese is going to bring it on home. And then, I'm going to win. That's it. Thank you.
So wait.
Just so y'all know,
Do we have a punishment?
Only female champion.
So what happens if we tie? We can't tie again. There can't be a tie again.
No. There's no way.
There's no way that we can tie.
Because like if you get the Tony Nese one wrong, but then you win to Andre the Giant, but then I get the there's ways for us to tie.
I don't know, man. Pick somebody different. Then. I don't know. What do you think?
Hang on.
Do you think we should do it to where somebody gets first pick and the other people have to pick somebody else? Like for each match?
No. There was stuff that we differed on. It just there wasn't enough. Like it's because we're going based on like what we've talked about, like with the storylines and stuff. Sorry, I'm distracted with my pillow.
No, but you're
I
right.
think like a lot of these it's hard to pick against because we all kind of know like some of them are like common wrestling sense to us, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but I was almost certain last year, and everything got fucked.
I'm really fighting myself to change one now.
No, because I'm gonna just beat myself up if I change it. So I'm the champ. Champ doesn't change his mind. I don't need to win. You guys are the ones that need to go out on a limb and win. Huh?
We need to take the belt off of you.
Yeah, you mean good luck. Here it is right here on Oliver Glory. You guys think I'm not going to get all these right. Like one of these, like at least two of these are wrong.
We all picked the same one.
Huh?
We all picked the same pick.
I know, but like, so all of us are wrong. Like this isn't going to be it. There's going to be surprises in there.
Y'all differed in 2 categories. I differed from y'all in 3 categories.
You could win this whole thing. If EC3 wins that battle royal, we're all fucked. Oh man.
Nah, but if I lose on SmackDown, well, then y'all are back with me.
What do you think should be? What should be the tiebreaker? If there's a tie,
NXT Takeover picks.
No, that comes before.
We should do Takeover and WrestleMania.
No, I'm not gonna do Takeover as well. Adam Cole baby is gonna win. Boom.
Yeah, I agree with that. Adam Cole.
I don't know who else. War Raiders are gonna win. Shayna Baszler's gonna lose.
You sure?
Nope.
I'd pick Shayna Baszler.
Who is she fighting?
She's fighting Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair, and Io Shirai.
Bianca Belair's gonna take that title.
See, I'm picking Shayna. I picked Shayna for that one.
For her. Only because the other ones are gonna distract Shayna, so she's gonna come back like, "Oh, I didn't get pinned. I should get my title, man."
I have no idea
Like
about that one because like Kairi Sane or Io Shirai, I think would be really cool if they won, but like the other 2 horsewomen are just gonna come through and do it, and they're baby faces, so they never win. They're really dumb.
And then you have Matt Riddle versus Velveteen Dream.
Matt Riddle's gonna fight Brock Lesnar, dude.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar wins, and then Matt Riddle comes out to confront him.
See, we differ a lot on the NXT Takeover ones. We need to add the NXT Takeover ones in.
You want to add the NXT Takeover ones?
Do those on Twitter?
I say we add them in.
All right. Well, I need to do some research then, and then we'll add those in on Twitter.
That works.
Okay, and those will be the tiebreakers.
We have to post them in before the show tomorrow night, though.
Obviously. What time does it start?
It's tomorrow?
Yeah,
it's tomorrow, and then Hall of Fame Saturday.
Oh, crap, that's right. Damn it.
Oh wait, I was kind of worried,
I
but I think
forgot.
ignorance is a little bit like a bliss, for the
is.
takeover, because you're gonna
It
be like,
really
oh,
is.
because of this and that, and then I'm gonna be like, this one because she has cool hair. I don't know.
So, okay, what time is it now? It's 9:27. Should we do them in 12 hours? 24 hours? How are we doing this?
What time does it start?
I think it starts at like 6. So we'll, like I say about
damn, we
4.
By,
24 hours.
I was
I'd say
gonna say
4
like by
hours.
5 you have to have them in.
Yeah, about 5 o'clock Central Time.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
All right. It is decided.
It is decided.
All right. This. So we're gonna have to do. I think that's good though, because that only happens like for the big pay-per-views, like
Yeah,
takeovers.
there's only 4 of them a year. So.
Yeah. So, hey. So
Oh, by the
no.
way,
I think there's
guess what?
5 because they put one in front of or behind Money in the Bank this year.
there's 5. Yeah, there's 5. There's 5.
So I like that because I love Money in the Bank. It's great.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank is a lot of fun.
It's the modern
It is.
day,
I'm,
or it's what the King of the Ring was in the '90s. Like this will make a.
Yeah.
This could
Yeah,
make a star.
That makes sense.
I'm going to Survivor Series this year.
Oh, dude,
cool.
nice.
I'm going to War Games and then Survivor Series
Don't forget.
So-
Oh, you're going to War Games also?
because that's the takeover.
Yeah,
that goes
yeah.
with it, so.
That's awesome. War Games is dope. I should have went.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Survivor Series not last year, but the year before that,
2 years
and it was
ago.
so dope. It was
Oh
awesome.
yeah, I can't wait. I've never been to a pay-per-view yet, so this is gonna be fun.
Oh, it's gonna
They don't ever
be
come to
dope as hell.
Nashville for pay-per-views because they suck. They were supposed to have Hell in a Cell last year, and they're like, no, let's move it to San Antonio. It's like, all right,
Yeah, I know. I missed it. I was so mad.
so
So, but we're all going to Royal Rumble, so don't spend all your money, all right?
Royal Rumble. I'll save some money. I'll start saving now for Royal Rumble.
Wait, where's Royal Rumble's at which one?
In Houston,
Yeah,
No, yeah, but Toyota Center or
it's
No,
at
it's at
Minute
it's
Maid.
at,
It's at Minute
Minute
Maid.
Maid.
Yeah, Astros.
it's at Minute Maid?
Yeah,
It's where? You're not lying to me?
I'm not lying to you.
No, they did the Arizona Diamondback Stadium this year.
Yeah.
So they're doing
They're
Minute Maid
like,
next
we
year.
can't fill up a
It's
we can't fill up a
huge.
football stadium, but we can sure fill up a baseball.
Oh, I
I
know.
feel like you can get more people in at a baseball stadium.
But
Can
Minute
you?
Maid is pretty big. It really is.
Yeah,
'Cause,
Minute
the
Maid's
field
awesome.
is like more circle than the football field, so
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you can get more people.
Probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, Minute Maid's my favorite place to go because I love the Astros. So, and like I love the Cowboys, but I've never seen them play. I've seen the Astros play a bunch of
I'm
times.
disappointed in you.
Oh,
I've just never been. It's
No, I'm talking about being a Cowboys fan.
Oh.
I'm just disappointed.
oh, that's okay. I'm a little disappointed by it most of the time, but here we are. We're not fans when it's easy. All right. Same goes for WWE. It's easy to just say nah and leave. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like
You're-
the
you know when you're a fan.
unpopular opinion edition, and it was about Cowboys fans. It's like, we're not cocky. We just stay dedicated to our team, and y'all always leave whenever y'all
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
See, I'm a-
exactly.
I'm a Titans fan, so we don't know what winning is, so it's all good.
Yeah, sure you do. You guys got a yard away from it.
A yard away. When I was just I don't even remember it. So.
No, I didn't. I don't remember it. I just watched like when everybody was. I stopped watching like Disney Channel and like Nickelodeon. I just was watching Sports Center, and
That's
like,
what. Yeah.
and then
Now I don't even watch that.
now I don't even. Yeah, now I don't even watch ESPN anymore. I don't even know. So I'm just like, no, I don't remember that. But did you know it was Bill Buckner that with a ball went right through his legs? Anyways, we're getting off topic. That's our predictions. We're going to have our NXT TakeOver predictions by 5 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. And this belt may change hands, but it won't because I will retain.
No, it is changing hands. I don't care who wins it as long as you don't.
Ah! What do you mean? That doesn't... There's only 3 of us.
It doesn't matter.
Andy, best of luck to you and me, and not Nico.
Okay.
Ah,
You know what?
I can't be that mean because Nico's being merciful, so I'll give you some.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's about... You know what? You're going to have her blindfolded for Becky Lynch. No, it's okay.
See, because if I was doing, I would have done like the Becky Lynch match.
Yeah.
Or the Finn Balor one. Like I would have gone for the throat.
So, also by 5, we have to figure out a punishment.
I thought we were doing the hot wings.
Oh, yeah, hot wings. That's a good one.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Hot wings.
I still have to do mine from like Elimination Chamber. Was it? No, the Royal Rumble.
I don't
just
know.
have to do mine from the Rumble.
Yeah, you have to do 2 hot wings.
Okay. I'll do like 5 hot wings.
5 hot, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about this stuff because I'm the champ. I've been champ for like 2 months. You guys ever?
Yeah, I know.
Feels like longer than that. Feels like I've just was born champ. You know. Oh man, it feels great. Anyways, it was awesome that we got all 3 of us in. I don't know how long it's been. It's probably been a while. It all flew by. I don't have the chat. I have no idea if anybody even watched, but it doesn't matter. I had a great time.
Well, I'm pretty sure your mom commented. So hi, Stacy.
Hello, mother. How
and
are
hi,
you?
Ty.
Or whichever one it is. Thank you guys.
Yeah, whichever.
I want to thank you guys for coming, but this is yours just as much as it is mine. Any plugs? Anybody want to do some plug? Jackie, you want to plug anything?
Oh, this is totally X now, but I'm wearing my Bethel shirt, so if you want as a candidate, look no further than the man, Bethel. He's legit. He's the real deal. I've seen him in person twice. He's amazing. Non-wrestling plug, but yes, consider him. Just listen to him. Give him a chance. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. He's actually my pick for the men's battle royal. It's either him or you know what? Nicholas is my pick for the men's battle royal. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Nicholas, I'm telling you, Nicholas comes in, low blow Strowman, and throws him out.
Yeah, the ultimate betrayal.
You thought the Ellsworth one was bad. That's nothing compared to what Nicholas is going to do.
All right, so Andy, go ahead and tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at the Nerd Crew Podcast. You can find us on Tuesdays where we live stream on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central Time. Check out our last episode. It was a lot of fun. We talked about Endgame and how crazy it was trying to buy tickets on the pre-sale. And then also go check out, we are doing our MCU character breakdowns instead of doing the movie rewatches. Our first one up of Iron Man is already up. We're working on our second one. We're trying to do 14 characters before Endgame, so it's a lot of fun trying to edit 14, 15-minute videos. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But check those out.
All right. If you want to follow the channel, you're already here. Good job. You did it. Subscribe down below. Leave a like. Follow us on Twitter at New World Nerds. Me and Jackie will be back on Tuesday. We're going to be talking about Captain America Civil War. And we missed a lot of movies, but we're going to get the essential ones before Avengers Endgame.
If you checked out our first 2, just be ready for this one. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
So we're the best.
Yes. Spoiler alert. It's the best. All right. Keep an eye out there, true believers. And have a great Wrestlemania.